Hi, I'm Danny and these are my Diecast Disasters. In this video I will be customizing a Matchbox Superfast number MB21, the Renault 5TL. These were produced from 1978 until 1986, and this silver version with a red tampo down the side is from 1981. So we'll take it off the turntable and have a closer look. As you can see, it's all pretty much here, just in a bit of a rough shape, and somebody has tried to colour it in with the permanent marker. The paint isn't terribly chipped, but the red tampos on the side are almost completely rubbed off. It's also pretty filthy inside. There's one rivet holding the base on, and the rear tail lights are used as tabs. A little passenger. Two more rivets are holding the windscreen in, which is also holding the boot on. There's a little dried up insect nest. I used some poly stripper to remove the paint from the body casting. With the paint mostly removed, I can use a wire brush on my rotary tool to tidy up the casting, removing any oxidation and any remaining paint. After being tidied up, the casting is now ready for a new coat of paint. There were a lot of suggestions from my viewers about which colour they'd like to see this little car. Ultimately, I chose green. I'm going to use an olive green, and I added a little bit of yellow to it just to brighten it up a bit. I also paint the boot green. It was a bit grubby, so I gave it a wash first. I gave the body and the boot 2 coats of the green paint. I then detailed them and gave them a coat of clear. Moving on to the base, the wheels aren't in the worst condition, but I don't think they look the greatest, so I'm going to swap them out for some aftermarket ones. Using a cutting disc on my rotary tool, I can cut most of the way through the axle and then snap it off and pull the other side out. The base is treated with the poly stripper to remove the paint and then tidied up with my rotary tool. After cleaning up, the base was painted black, detailed and then given a coat of clear. The interior pieces were quite grubby, so the first step was to give them a wash in some soapy water. Here they are looking a bit cleaner. The interior is in good condition, and the windscreen is in okay condition but a bit yellowed. I really wish I'd just left it here because I did polish it and I ended up putting a crack in it. Anyway, with that aside, here are our refurbished parts. I have detailed the interior and I'm going to use these black and green co-mold wheels. Before we take a look at our reassembled Renault 5TL, let's take a moment to be reminded of what we started with. A quite scruffy and play-worn little old car, covered with some permanent marker, its side tampos all but gone, and a grubby interior. A diecast disaster that's sorely in need of a makeover. And here it is, our refurbished Matchbox Renault 5TL. The worn out old silver paint job and Sharpie ink are gone, replaced with a nice new olive green. The tired looking old wheels have been replaced with some cool new ones that go with the colour scheme of the car. The car has also been detailed, including painting the terrible red tow hook a more realistic silver colour. I know these were quite a cheap common car back in the day, and I'm sure a lot of my viewers used to own them, so I hope this brings back some good memories for those of you who did. Well, I think it's now time to take our little Renault for a drive out to an old warehouse and take some photos. I'll now take some time to welcome all of my new subscribers and say a massive thanks to everyone for the great comments and likes on my videos. Thanks heaps everyone. I'd also like to say an extra thanks to my awesome Patreon supporters, Rob and Dan, and my two new supporters, Eric and Eileen. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eileen. I really appreciate the support. If you'd like to help support the channel, you can check out my Patreon page. I'll leave a link in the description below. Thanks heaps for watching. If you enjoy this video, please like, share and subscribe.